I'm inspired as I look around this room and see Framingham in this room. I look around and see people that I know, and I see people that I do not know that want to get to know me, and I appreciate that. Thank you. The one thing I think we all have in common is that we love Framingham. That's why we're here. This is not about one person. This is about all of us coming together for the best Framingham that we can put together. I am a bilingual business professional, the vice chair of the Framingham School Committee, a professional in the healthcare industry with expertise in business, education, and working with children, families, the elderly, and people with disabilities. My story starts in Cambridge, Massachusetts, born and raised, where I grew up alongside 4 siblings in a diverse community and benefited from all of the city's resources. My mom taught me about giving back to the community. She often let me tag along at the local food pantry where she worked for decades. When I was 9 years old, my grandmother came from Puerto Rico to live with us. As the oldest girl in my family, it was my responsibility to take her around the community and interpret and translate for her. I experienced firsthand how good it feels when a community comes together and support, to fit in and to be lifted up. When people look at me and they ask me where I'm from, I say Cambridge, Mass. Then they say, no, really, where are you from? And I said, I'm an American. A proud American, living in Framingham, Mass. This is my home. This is where I raise my family, my children, where my husband and I have chosen to make our home. I learned to honor the service of our military from my father, who served in Vietnam, and my grandfather, who served in the Korean War. My family taught me to value education, so I also worked hard in making sure that I kept up in school. I earned a master's in applied sociology from the University of Massachusetts, Boston, a graduate certificate from the Boston University. Having my grandmother live with us, my mom working at the food pantry, and my dad and grandfather in the military taught me to give back, to work for the greater good. My mother always told me, help someone, because you will always need help. I started my career in healthcare industry as a bilingual case manager. I then became the executive director of family caregivers in Boston, overseeing nurses and social workers who serve the elderly and people with disabilities across the state of Massachusetts. I now am the director of volunteer services, community relations, spiritual care, and telecommunications for UMass Memorial Healthcare System. I know how often systems and policies can fall short when it comes to serving the public's interest. For years, I stepped up to advocate for equity and social justice. That's the core of who I am. And I want to put that to work for all of you as one of your at-large city councilors. Since becoming a city, Framingham is still trying to figure out how the new government structure operates, how to work together, and how to prioritize initiatives and deliver quality services while controlling taxes. The answers are pretty clear to me. We need to focus on doing the work, including more people in the process, accept the learning curve of being a new city, consider different views and creative ideas, treat everyone with respect, be accountable. Be accountable and hold others accountable. That's what we mean about putting progress before politics or over politics. My platform is bold and ambitious, and if you know me well, that's how I operate. It's about you and not us, you and not me. It's about how to make progress for Framingham. As you go and you visit my website and my platform, it addresses zoning and housing. The City Council controls the zoning. It's a big deal, and I'm committed to preserving the integrity and the character of our neighborhoods. It addresses traffic and transportation, working on safety, more parking, better regional and commuter transportational services. It addresses municipal finance and the budget. As the vice chair of the Framingham School Committee, I have experience working on the largest part of our municipal budget. I'm committed to identifying greater efficiencies and preserving quality services. It addresses public safety, making sure that the right resources are in place to keep our city safe and make improvements. I want to see a proposal and timetable to address police staffing issues. It addresses economic development. We need more outreach outside of Framingham and Massachusetts to stimulate our economic development. We must collaborate with small businesses and corporate organizations in our neighborhoods. It addresses equity and inclusion. We need to use our diversity to enrich our city. It's an underutilized asset. When all our voices are part of the process, the outcomes are better overall. It addresses the environment and climate change. Let's be proactive dealing with the changes in the recycling industry, and we also need to hold polluters responsible for all the brownfields we've created in our cities. There's a lot of detail on the website at gloriaforframingham.com. But most importantly, I want you to know you can count on me. You can trust that I will be a good communicator. You can trust that I will be collaborative and respectful. You can trust I will truly represent you and use your input. You can trust that I'll be looking out for all of Framingham by including all voices. I am the only at-large candidate living south of Route 9. I am the only at-large candidate fluent in Spanish. I am the only at-large candidate with a business background in the private sector, working in healthcare for the elderly and people with disabilities. I'm the only candidate who is committed to putting progress over politics. I'm in it for you. I'm in it for Framingham. I would be honored to represent every single one of you on the City Council and put my expertise to work for all of Framingham. I would greatly appreciate your support. I ask for one of your 2 votes for City Council at Large on November 5th. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. And believing in me, now let's put progress over politics. Thank you, gracias, obrigado.